Hi, I'm Dr. Krista Jordan, and I wanted to talk today about my postdoctoral residency. The residency is for folks who would like to be licensed in the state of Texas. It lasts about 12 to 18 months, depending on how quickly you can jump through all of the hoops. And it is focused on helping you to build your own fee-for-service clinical practice. By the time you finish the residency, my goal is that you have 20 to 25 clients. You take those clients with you when you leave. So when you leave, you should have a full or nearly full practice and be able to go from there instead of having to start from scratch. Reasons why people might seek me out in particular as a supervisor: I have a very strong background in psychodynamic psychotherapy and psychodynamic theory. And I know that isn't taught as much in graduate programs now, which I personally think is a shame, because I think it's a really wonderful theoretical basis from which to do assessment and therapy. It offers a lot of breadth and depth and richness that I think is lacking in some of the more cognitive behavioral oriented frameworks that are being taught more popularly. So if you're interested in learning more about psychodynamic psychotherapy, or if you've already found that that is the theoretical orientation that you enjoy, you might particularly like to work with a psychodynamic supervisor. My work, while it's based in psychoanalytic theory, has a little bit of an eclectic feel to it, because I do pull from other approaches, including the humanistic approach, some somatic experiencing pieces, occasionally some cognitive behavioral techniques, but all under the theoretical umbrella of approaching things from a dynamic perspective. I also do research, so if you're interested in continuing to do research as a clinician, I am currently the principal investigator on an outcome study looking at a particular type of couples therapy called the Psychobiological Approach to Couples Therapy, or PACT. So if you're interested in how clinicians continue to do research, especially not being attached to a university, sort of independent research, I could be helpful in mentoring that. As I mentioned, I do couples therapy. So if you're interested in learning couples therapy, I mentor people in the Psychobiological Approach to Couples Therapy, PACT, and that is a really terrific, very complex in its underpinnings, but very straightforward in its delivery. It's a fantastic approach that was developed around 2008, 2009 by Dr. Stan Tatkin, who's affiliated with UCLA. And it's a very exciting and fun approach to practice, and I have seen it yield just really fantastic clinical outcomes. So I'm happy to mentor people in that. I also have a strong background in assessment, and at this point in my career, I primarily do personality assessments for a variety of reasons, so I can continue to mentor or train people who are interested in particular in personality assessment. So those are some of the reasons that people might in particular seek me out as a clinical supervisor. I can potentially negotiate about areas that are outside of my current clinical scope. For example, I was trained to work with children and adolescents and did for many years early on in my career. And so if you're interested in working with kids and teens, you could still come and do my residency. We would just add on an additional supervisor, consultant rather, who would meet with you monthly to make sure that everything that we're doing is meeting the most current standards, since my kid and teen chops are a couple decades old. But usually if you're interested in an area that is not directly in my wheelhouse, we will find a way to add some additional consultation so that you can do those things. If you think you might be interested in this residency, I encourage you to apply anytime. I take applications year-round on a first-come, first-served basis. Most residents like to start in August or early September, but it's never too early to secure a spot. The process is to submit a letter of interest explaining why you're interested in my residency, and to submit a CV. And once I review those, I can email you back and we can set up an interview. If you're in Texas, we'll try to do the interview in person. If you're out of the state of Texas, then we'll fall back on a Zoom interview. And if all that goes well, then I will provide you with 3 different people who have completed my residency in the last 10 years, and you're welcome to contact them and hear their stories about what it's like to work for me. And if that goes well, then you can go ahead and sign the contract, and you'll have a secure spot waiting for you when you're ready. So I would love to hear from you. I would love to help you launch a fabulous and exciting career in private practice. It's been a wonderful thing for me for the last 25 years, and I get really excited about helping people set up a similarly great situation for themselves. So I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.